I think we should. The best way to start off this journey would be to talk about our friendship journey, right? Like it's about how we met, and what made us stick together for so long. Because you're taking this high maintenance guy. So yeah, if you can kind of talk about your experience and your perspective, because it was different. We had different experiences at the beginning. We were not in
Right,
the same
right.
kind of frame. So if you want to talk about that, and then I'll give you what I thought about my journey there as well.
That's great. Actually, yeah, it's been a decade. It's like we started our friendship in the 2010, and still it is going on. And when I just think about 2010, it's like I'm like, what? So soon, 13 years. Oh, 13 years we are. I can't even believe. Like I still believe that. Like you just went like maybe 1 2 years. Like maybe 1 2 years you left India. That's it. I don't feel like you left. Uh, it's like totally like almost 8 years.
No,
You're
man,
there.
it's going to be 11, 12 now. Like yeah,
Oh,
because I left in 2013. We're going to be in 2024. So
so
it's a
10
lot.
years you've been there. Oh my God. So only the 3 years friendship. And that 3 years, like what made us to go, that 3 years bond, like the bond was so special for us that made us to stick till for the 13 years. So that journey will be very, very good. So let me start like how we, how I met you, the journey let it be. So let me start with that. So that let the people know how we met.
Yeah,
So in
it's
the
like it's
11th
like
grade,
r-
yeah,
yeah, it's like I'm not sure about if people remember this. I'm not sure if you've seen this movie. It's like Karan and Arjun. Like remember
correct.
the Salman Khan and Shah
That
Rukh Khan
the
movie.
old one, yeah.
Or it can be like Top Gun, Maverick and Goose. That would be a good comparison. But yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So yeah, it's like it started from our 11th grade. So when I came to college, I'm the backbencher. Okay, I don't like to be sitting in front of the first bench or second bench. Like I just wanted to be the last bench, but not completely last, like last second or something like that. Like I wanted to be in the back. So in initial stage, I didn't know anyone, anything. So it was very completely new, and I'm a little bit introvert type, so it'll take time for me to mingle with the people. So I just went and sat backside. There, no one was there. After that, slowly, people started occupying those places. I don't even know where you sat in the first day. Seriously, I didn't even know who were there in the college itself. Maybe after a week or 2 weeks, I still remember how I met you. That one thing which made me to sit next to you. If we wouldn't have met over there, maybe I would have just known you as my another classmate, but not so
Yeah.
friend, like not so close friend or some close buddy here, right? But that incident made us to stick here till that is 13 years. But but still that journey what we have it. So I still remember all those stuff. So when I came and I sat for 2 weeks, I was sitting in the backside where I don't know anybody, and people used to come and they used to sit every day. One new person used to sit because even they don't know who we were.
Hmm.
But however, again when it came, like it was ours was, do you remember what we took in 12th, 11 12th? That's called something BACS. I guess business accounts,
Oh my
computer
god.
stats.
Yeah.
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 BACS.
Is is that thing even there now? Like, do we have that?
No,
Like,
now we don't have that. That was a special, I feel. That is very special. Only for us, we got it. So, because nobody knows about it. Like there was something else. Nobody got that stats and other stuffs.
yeah,
For
the
them, we
usual
had
stuff was BCA, BBM, and the other computer piece, right? That you did for your degree. That was the common stuff. Whatever we took, that was like new. I don't even know about it.
Yeah, that was new, like completely new, because other colleges and other things, they have the economics, I believe, not the stats, but
Yep.
we are the only one who had the stats. And yeah, so we used to get merged with the other groups where the history people used to come, science people used to come. So I was not sure because when I was in the business class, obviously all these history people used to come and sit. And when again I'm in the computer class, again this science people used to come and sit. So there was nothing like BACS, like only this group people. So the strength was very, very less. Maybe hardly some 10 to 15 people, not more than that. But when they merged,
Yeah,
it was
we
like
were.
somewhere
Yeah.
30, 40, right? So we never got that. Only in the stats class, I guess. Only in the stats class, we can see only the BACS group people. That's fair, but I didn't even see you in that class. Like I mean, I was there, but I don't know who you were, and I don't know anybody else. I was just sitting, I was just listening to the lecturer. That's it. That was my thing. Like coming to the college, going home, and even I used to bunk and other stuffs. And slowly, one day, this one day changed our lives. And I still remember that class as well as that class was none other than Kannada class. Yeah, this Kannada class which made us to meet you. All right, that's where we met, and I still remember how I met you. So we were walking. We were in the maybe in the first floor or second floor.
Mhm.
uh, our classes were going on. After that, the Kannada class, it was not in the first or second floor, it was in the ground floor near to that canteen. So we have to go over there, and nobody knew where was that class at all because we never been over there. That was like somewhat like a like a cave kind something, and nobody had been there. And I was like, nobody knew about that class, so everybody was thinking like where it is and the other stuffs because everybody has to go to the class. It was time up, and why we took 2 3 weeks time because we didn't have a lecturer for the Kannada class at that time. So they were appointing the lecturer, so it took some time for us. Then after that only we got closed. I mean, maybe 2 3 weeks, maybe almost like 1 month. I feel like a 1 month.
Yeah.
I didn't know who you were at all, and that when I was walking down, I still remember. So everybody were like, they were going for some other people were going for the Hindi classes, and you were coming for Kannada classes. And again here in the Kannada classes, very very less strength. It was like 5 to 6 people, and in the Hindi class there were like more than 30 40 people.
Yeah.
Everywhere, wherever we go, it was like a small group. Even our BSES group has also a small group, and even in the Kannada class also very small. So maybe some hardly 5 to 6 people in our 11th
Yeah.
grade. So when we were walking down, so that's where the AJ came, and the AJ was asking, "Oh, you are into the Kannada class?" I was like, "Yeah." So that's where that was the first conversation which we made it. Right after that only it started. So the first conversation it was like, so are you into the Canada? And okay, okay, then come, let's go. That was our conversation, and we were walking, and we were asking like, oh, I don't know, I didn't see you. When you were telling like, I didn't see you this that, and I told like again, yeah, I will not be sitting in the middle or something. I always prefer to sit in the back side, so you didn't see me at all, because you always used to sit in the middle or somewhere in the middle, but not like
Yeah.
completely
Yeah.
back. So I remember that. So I used to tell, no, I'll be there, but I'll be in the back side. And you were like, oh, then you were like, oh, why can't you come and join? Why can't you come and sit? Anyhow, we are in the same group. Even you are into the BSES, and even I'm also same thing. Our group is very small, so you can come and sit. That's where the conversation started, and I still remember. Okay, once everything is done, now this is the main part which comes. I remember about the people going mad for the girls actually. Okay. Because they obviously, when they see girls, they go mad. They'll be like, oh, I want to talk to her, or I want to sit next to that person. But first time I saw when people want to sit next to AJ. So AJ was carrying the charm, where he can attract the guys, right?
Yo, by no means am I gay. All right, I'm just I'm not. I don't know what happened.
No, people were so interested to talk to you and to sit next to you and to talk, to mingle with you, like compared to the other people. They were very eager to sit next to you, like in that same bench. They just wanted to be closer to you. And I still remember you had a gang of science group, history group, everywhere merged. Like there was nothing like that. So in that, I was the one. Like you already formed one group, one gang, where they were everyone were there. I was so silent. I don't know anything about anyone. So you told me just come join. That's it. I just came. I was with you. That's it. After that, completely it went. Like we had like maybe almost like 10 to 12 people in that camp.
Mhm.
At that
Yeah.
time, I believe more than that, but it was within below 15, but it was not more than that. But I still remember 11 to 12 people. So whenever I used to go, like the classes and other staffs, this when this history people will be there, so they'll be like, they'll come next to me and they'll ask me like, can you go and sit back? I was like, okay, fine. What is that? They wanted to sit next to you in that same bench because that bench was having only three people can sit, not even four
Yeah.
people. So everybody wanted to sit. So they were like, "Can you go and sit back?" I was like, "Okay, fine. What's there in that?" So I has to go back. So this people used to come, used to sit in the middle. The left side one guy used to be there, and right side one guy used to be there. And back of you also, your gang, some people used to be there. Like two, three benches will be occupied only the gang. Okay, only the gang, the people who wants AJ to be there. The importance was going to the AJ. Like they wanted to be like, I mean, even if AJ turns back, they should talk to him. I mean, they wanted to talk something. So once you turn back or something, they just wanted to talk. So they wanted to be at that importance. They wanted that importance, and they gave so much importance to you, and that's how it
A
started.
lot. I don't know why, but a lot. Uh, I didn't ask for it.
Yeah, but still, I was happy. I didn't have anything. After some days, after going some days, I was like, why I should go and sit back? Like, why can't I sit? Okay, maybe it's not okay. It's not like I have to give to somebody else. That's not like a reserved place for anybody. Even that person
Yeah.
can go and sit in the back. So that's what I felt. Because why I felt that? Because we used to come from the different class, like maybe a stat
Hmm.
class or some other class. Like even if I'm sitting backside, I have to come and sit in that same bench because our group was very less. And obviously, even the lecturer used to tell us like, come occupy the empty spaces. And when we are in the stats, there was none other than me and you. Obviously, we too.
Dude, that professor just loved you a lot, and he doesn't like me, but he loved you a lot. So okay.
Yeah, whatever. Still, that time our gang people when I've never been there. Like those people used to be in different classes, so there were no anybody else. And we have another person. I have to mention there were two people. So even they wanted to sit together. They don't want to change at all. Like I mean,
Yeah.
one person doesn't
Yeah.
want to sit and occupy. Like they wanted to know we are good to sit two people. And obviously that was not matching. So even if I come, so it's like two people were sitting, and that's where it started. And after again, once the other class starts, maybe the business or accounts class, these people used to come and they used to tell like, can you go and sit in the backside? I gave them okay for a few days. I was like, okay, fine. Then after that, I felt like no. I told them you can go and sit. What is there? Then they started like, no, no, I'm very close to AJ. I was like, okay, because I was, because you know why? You guys went for the movie. I still remember that Inception,
Ah,
Inception movie, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
You guys
It was a
went
big
for
gang
that
who went,
movie.
and I think
Yeah,
they
yeah, you
held
guys
that
went.
as like a thing of, oh, because we went, now we're like super close
Yeah,
forever. I'm
you
like,
guys
no,
became so super close, because that time I was not that close, because that I just know you, but I was not so super close to you. I mean, because you had a bonding with those people from almost like from 1 month, so you know them
yeah,
very well. Like from the day one, you knew about all of them. So you went. At that time, I was not there, and I guess at that time itself, you guys went and came, and you guys very so close. So I felt like, okay, fine, because you guys are went to the movies and roamed together. So they have that bond and other stuff. So I used to tell the person whenever that person comes and asks me, like, can you go and sit back? I told him one thing, why are you asking me only? Why can't you ask that other person? Like, oh, that side who's sitting. So why can't you ask him? Then he was like, no, V3 want to sit. I was like, no, no, if you want it, somebody has to sacrifice. It has to be some other person, not me, because this like I don't want to keep changing. I told him, because in your next period, whatever the next class will be there, that will not be the, you guys will not
yeah,
be there, because again I have to come back. So I told him, no, I can't. If you want it, you can go and sit backside. If not, you convince the other person. This time I'm not gonna do it. And then I was like, okay, fine. And then that's where he got convinced and he went. And that's where I started sitting next to you in that same bench. But still, I used to get like some people used to come maybe in the morning classes or something. They used to come and occupy early. And I didn't have any chance. Like I have to go back and then sit. But still, those people were so eager to sit next to you. I don't know what magic you had or they felt in you, and those were the things were going on. That's how I met you. So how did you met me? Like, I mean, what was
so
your things like? How did you see me? Did you see me in the first class as
honestly,
well?
no, I didn't even know that. Um, no, honestly, you have a lot more details about this. I don't remember the fandoms being so much. Um, I think maybe because the again for the viewers, right? Like we had the girls section and the boys section. We're not sitting together. Like I think that was a rule or something, right? Because they couldn't sit together. Um, and I just want to start off by saying, I think that moment that you mentioned uh, of of us talking in the Canada class initially,
Right.
I think that was the best moment of my life because you might not know this, but you're definitely so high up there in terms of the priority list in my life because your presence only just makes a difference and my parents know it, my wife knows it, um and it just feels so good to have somebody having your back no matter what, and no matter how crazy I am and stuff like that, you were always by my side. So I think syncing up with you in that moment was the best decision of my life, and the rest is history, right? Like we had so much to do, but
Yeah.
in terms of the initial phase, man, I don't know what happened. First of all, I'd never wanted to go to that college. I'm sorry to say that, but that was never my expectation. And although I'm so super successful, blah blah blah, now I was not that time. Like in terms of education or studies, I was bad. I was really bad. And because I'm the only child, so I think that I'm above everything else. So I think to me it was like, oh, I need to go to a better college. But with this grade that I had from 10th, you're not gonna get good colleges. You're not gonna get that school to go to like 11th and 12th because before it used to be called PUC, right? Um, so I think when I first went to the college, initially the first 2 days it was like I didn't feel good. I didn't feel like welcomed. It felt weird, because I was coming from a good school. You know, it was really good. I'm really happy about the school that I
Yeah,
went to. It was super nice, and they had all these facilities. Think of it as a 5-star hotel, right? You're going from a 5-star hotel to a 2-star. um, so I think that adaptation took some time, but the other thing was, for some reason, people started to sync up with me more, and gave me that friendship in a way, like high level. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because the girls like to interact with me, or they wanted me to be like the middleman for that. I don't know. I think it's that. Um,
maybe you were
but
a cool person where you the charm, so obviously girls will come and talk to you, and even they can talk to them, and you can make that. As you said, you came from the good school, so you had that vibes, you had that good vibes with mingling with the people, so you know how to mingle with
yeah,
only the
I was
people.
just welcoming, right? Like I didn't find like differences of, okay, this person is this way or the other. But no,
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, you want
that's
to
true.
join, you want
That's
to talk,
true.
just let's talk, right?
You never judged anyone, and I still remember those. Like you never felt anybody. Like okay, if somebody is coming and talking to you, let him talk. You never gave him any shit. Like oh what, oh fine, so what? Like whether he's looking good, bad, you never. You just smiled and you spoke. So that one thing was there. So that's the reason people used to come. No, they wanted to sit next to you because of that. Like the way you welcomed
But it
them.
was it was definitely crazy. At least the initial month or two, it was a bit too much. Like, on my experience, I felt like, okay, I'm not doing anything. I'm not running for president. Like, this is just, I'm just me, right? Like, and I don't know if they experienced that before or something, but yeah, first initial weeks, I didn't even know you existed.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
true.
I
Even
didn't even know there was some, like, a Bob sitting in the back. I'm like, who's this guy? I don't know. um, but as the days went by, like, yes, of course, I had good people, good friends who always made the day happier for me, and I kind of got used to the college environment because of the people. Like, although later on, we're not going to disclose that right now, but in the other episodes, you're going to hear about a couple of experiences. Later on, it didn't turn out to be super well, but for the two of us, best thing ever. um I think those moments made it easier for me to adapt to that college, and to transition, and kind of get used to and get by. Now, did I study well, and that's the reason I sat in the middle seat? No, I know folks who usually who don't care about all this stuff. They go in the back seat and sit. I just wanted to sit there because sometimes I like the professor. I want to actually listen to a couple of subjects, right? Um, and for some reason everybody had allocated seats, like, oh no, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to sit here, and every time it's always going to be that way. um so yeah, it was really different because I didn't experience that before. Like, if you thought that I was that way in my previous, like, school, no, we were all like this, yes, did I have like a gang who likes to be with me? Yes, maybe that was there, but this was more. This was just like too many people. um but regardless, it all was good. And you know when we synced up, and I want to talk about the Canada option. I did not choose Canada first. No.
yeah, right.
I initially went for Hindi because my second language, in high school, from like seventh, eighth, ninth, even 10th, it was all Hindi, right? So the logical choice is, yeah, you go for Hindi, right? When I went into the Hindi class, my God, it was like so many people, and it was all a mix and stuff like that. And there was a couple of instances where it didn't feel right because of the other experiences that we will talk about later. I didn't feel like I didn't feel like good. There was another language. I believe this was French, right, Bob? It was
Yeah,
French.
it was French, French.
The good thing is the principal really liked me, and she gave me the option of actually like going and testing and seeing which language is good for you. So I tested Hindi, then I went to French. There was literally only like three people there, And I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm going to get all that questions asked directly by the professor. I don't want any of that drama, right? And then the last choice, Canada. This is this was I've never taken Kannada as a language before. This was the first time I'm even going to learn about it. And keep in mind, usually people take it in the high school time, right? Like in seventh, eighth grade and stuff. They have Kannada as a second language, a third language. I didn't have any of that experience with Kannada. I had to jump to 11th grade immediately to learn Kannada. Um, so I went to that class. It was like like Bob said, it was like in a cave or a dungeon. I don't know, like under somewhere. Um, and yeah, I think that when I saw the amount of people, there was just five, I believe six people, like you said. And that's the time that I saw you, right? And I'm like,
Right.
okay. I had those initial interactions. Like, okay, hey, but are you in my class? No, I'm not in class. We were like super like strangers meeting for the first time. and,
Right.
and I was like, wait, you're in my class. Wait, I've never seen you, man. And you're like, no, I'm there, but I'm in the back bench. I'm like, okay, back bench. Okay. So that time I said, if we are literally in the same degree, you got to sit next to me. You got to let's be together, right?
Right.
Because it makes sense. um, and I think that kicked off the journey on a lot of things, and not to get into too much detail for the other episode and stuff. Um, I think as we move forward, there was instances where everybody goes through this in college or in like 11th and 12th or whatever the case may be, where you're the junior and we have like seniors kind of dominating us and trying to do things that is questionable. I had a similar experience, and I just want the world to know that the one guy who I could rely on and who was just there for me during that time was Bob. Nothing happened to me, nothing crazy in terms of like somebody beating me up, nothing of that. But just the fact that he was waiting for me, where to make sure that nothing happened and to ensure everything is okay with me, and he walked with me. I remember that walk. We usually do that walk till the no, the flyover. We'll talk about it later, but that walk, and you were talking, are you good, everything okay, you know that I don't know if you realized this, man, but that meant so much to me because it was like I've never experienced that before. And it was like a bit scary as well because I'm not. This is literal like thugs taking you and going somewhere, right?
Yeah, like I mean,
Um,
it's totally like you are coming uh, from different things. Like this is like something new. Like I mean, even I was scared. It was not like I was not scared at all. But
yeah,
it was like I wanted to make sure that whether we are okay or not, like how things are going on. Because like something we can do it together, but not like
yeah,
alone we can't do anything. But here the difficulties or the not difficulties, I would say, uh, how we came. Like I mean, say you had 13 people, and now I'm not telling that they're not there, but yeah, they are there
yeah.
somewhere. But uh, that doesn't impact us much, right?
No,
But that closeness, like I mean, I was the 13th person or 14th person, but now I'm right in front of you. as, first, as a first person, that has a lot of things to talk. That
yeah,
made us. But I
yeah.
still don't know like what I
Regard,
did.
yeah.
Those magic moments,
No,
what
I.
magic moments I've done it. I really don't know.
No, I honestly, um, like no matter 13 or 30 people, right? One Bob equals infinity, right?
Yeah,
Um,
that still I don't know that
no,
what one Bob made those magics to become that one. They also had
No,
that
no, honestly,
feeling.
no. Like, even though I had, like, you were telling, right? Oh, I have this group and stuff like that. But when that thing happened, when that incident happened, was that group even there? No, you were waiting. Like, you
Okay.
were there. Yes, people were like, concerned about, hey, UK and stuff like that. But you're the one who actually walked with me, ensured that I'm like okay,
Yeah.
like mental state and stuff like that. Nobody else, everybody was like, okay, you're good, oh fine, and they just went off of their business and stuff like that. But you stayed back. I don't know if we went and like had something and stuff there, but I remember that walk that we did, and that meant a lot. And from that day I said, I ain't letting go of Bob no matter what. And even if he tells no, I don't give a damn. I'm just gonna be with him, and I'm gonna ensure he's with me, and we're gonna begin this journey that's gonna take us to not just about the 11th and 12th, but it's going to go outside of that. And I think that's proof. I think that's why we're here, right?
Yeah, that's right. So